song. My co-host JB. March Madness is here, my guy. Season 6.
Yeah, March Madness is affecting not only affecting college basketball, man. March Madness is spread into football. March Madness is in NBA because there's just some craziness going on there as well, man. But yeah, we are here, man. Crossroads Sports, man. Brandon, I'm still on the Horizon League high. I don't know about you, man. Take me back to yesterday and the Horizon League Championship.
Yeah, great Horizon League Championship game yesterday. Northern Kentucky, the Norse against the Cleveland State Vikings. We knew going into that game, John. We were there. We were there sitting on press row. Hey, Crossroads made it to ESPN TV, but we were there press row. We knew it was going to be a great game. Both regular season games went down to the final possession. Both of them were 1-point games. So we knew it was going to be a close game throughout. And that's exactly what we got. Really close game there. And then few key plays last night by Northern Kentucky, a huge three, hitting some free throws. And Northern Kentucky, the 4 seed going in to the tournament, ends up knocking off Cleveland State, and they're going dancing. So huge game last night by them. It was awesome. Good atmosphere last night. Good crowd. Yeah, can't ask for anything better. Those guys played really well. I can't think of his name. Give me 1 second here. Marquise Warwick, MVP of the tournament. Just busted the entire tournament. Just shooting great, taking it to the hole, hit some big threes. Venison hitting some big threes. Travion Faulkner was 6th man of the year, and he came out and he balled for them as well. But yeah, the Norse win. Great. Crossroads was great at the Horizon League tournament. So yeah, great to be there for that. John, what was your thoughts?
No, man, I enjoyed watching some of the semifinals. We got to see Youngstown State, them up close and personal. We got to see the Cleveland State. We got to see North Kentucky as well, man. It was good to see some different teams that we don't normally kind of cover. We predominantly cover, Big Ten and kind of build that kind of outward. But I know, man, just to get a chance up close and personal, get to see some teams. Just trying to get their crack at going dancing, because this is an automatic bid tournament, whether you were, had a sub 500 record or whatnot, man. The Horizon League, whoever wins the championship games gets the automatic bid. And that's kind of the shame of it, Brandon, because it's not like Cleveland State wasn't right there. It was kind of touch and go game that we kind of saw last night, man. Actually, Cleveland State was up 3 at halftime. And unfortunately, the ball just bounced their way. Both teams are kind of like mirror image of one. They're tough, hard defense play. If you're a basketball purist, you would have want to been there. Brandon, I know Brandon got his own opinions about how that particular championship game can kind of grow. There's a lot of empty seats. That was there. We were there to cover the game. Me and Brandon are definitely basketball nerds in that regard, man. We love competition, and Horizon League definitely has that support. And so those schools support their teams, man. But man, for Indianapolis to be a basketball hungry town and a state, Indiana, man, dude, they gotta get some people down there. You know what I mean? But good turn. I would say it was a better turnout last night in the championship game than it was in the game that we seen prior to Youngstown State. Man, we great. I had a great experience with the Horizon League, man. I'm hoping to cover some more of it. I mean, we cover it anyway here locally here at IEPY. But man, definitely great experience covering Horizon League. The championship game, man, great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fun time there. John, I got excited right before we came on the show. I was just reading. I'm bringing back my nostalgia, my childhood. Back when I was a child, John, when you used to order Pizza Hut, shout out Pizza Hut. If you want to be a sponsor, please let me know. Wow. But shout out Pizza Hut. Back during March Madness, John, Pizza Hut used to run promotions for the March Madness and the Final Four basketballs that you could get when you ordered a pizza. And
absolutely.
For many years in the 1990s, that was a staple every year. At home, at one point, I had like 9 years worth of Final Four basketballs. I would get one every year. I always looked forward to getting a Final Four basketball every year and going out and shooting with it. And it was a different design every year, too. I remember one of them they had in East Rutherford. I think it was 1994. They had the Final Four in East Rutherford, and they had a picture of the Statue of Liberty on the ball, and it was a cool design that they had on it. So that was great, and they've gotten rid of it. They've gotten rid of it over time, and it phased it out. I went on Twitter maybe, I don't know, over the last 8 years, every year during March, and be like, man, it would be really nice if Pizza Hut would ever bring back the mini basketball, and it would get traction, it would get views, it would get retweets, and get likes,
right.
yada yada.
Right.
Well, tonight, John, I read, and I saw a thing that Pizza Hut put out. Starting next week, they're having the basketballs come back next week.
Oh, wow.
With the Final Four logos on it. They are going to be a mini basketball this time, not the full size. Obviously, we're in a recession now. Come on. But it's a mini basketball that you can add to your Pizza Hut order. And actually, the box.
They're going to deliver it?
Yeah. Just don't forget. I will. Now, listen. This is a veteran move right here. Don't let it deliver it. Go pick it up, because if not, you let somebody deliver it, they're gonna forget your damn basketball. I can see that already. I've already dealt with that enough. Listen, there's times they forget the drinks and the breadsticks, so I'm damn sure they're gonna forget about bringing the basketball.
Oh my God.
So, with that being said, the box that it comes with, John, as well, will actually form into a basketball hoop that you'll be able to cut out the thing. It's like a pop out and put it on your wall, man. You can play some ball.
Oh my goodness! To be back in the dorms again.
Oh, you best believe we will be all about it. All about it on my end here. I can't wait. Give me 1 second here. I'm making sure I got my mics. There we go. That's probably a lot better.
I haven't had pizza in 12 years. I haven't had Pizza Hut in 12 years.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, I do love Pizza King. Shout out. You want to give us a sponsorship, but still. All right, John. Big show. We got college basketball. We have the brackets. The brackets are coming out this Sunday. We've got our bracketology special show that's going to be on Monday night this year. Crossroads Sports, the Season 6 premiere. Season 6, Year 6 of Crossroads Sports is coming up. The official birth date of Crossroads Sports, which was Reef's Take, is next week. But we decided, hey, we got to have Season 6 premiere show start tonight, right before the madness. So tonight's the show. We've got that. We've got NBA talk. John, we got a little NFL talk, and then a few quick hitters. But it's going to be a lot of basketball talk. Nick Peterson will be joining us Monday night as we break down the brackets and as we've talked through our picks and selections, as we give you our bracket thoughts, as well as more. Tomorrow night, we've got a special podcast. So we're doing, it won't be airing until next week. So we will, we'll promote that when it comes out. But yeah, big week for Crossroads Sports, Season 6 premiere week.
Absolutely, man. What you want to bite into first, dude?
Let's dive in the NBA, just because I feel like we're going to be on college basketball for a while. Let's dive right into the NBA, John. Let's talk Ja Morant, because he is the one that is spearing the conversation. We talked about it a little bit off the air the last 2 nights at the Horizon League. Ja Morant showing a gun, partying on Instagram live, John. It's just another Morant issue that's happened. And then he's pushed a kid and maybe had a handgun tucked in his waistband. He was suspended for 2 games. He's been out. He's going to be out the next 4 at least, now they're saying. The Grizzlies have lost 3 straight. So they're starting to fall off with him not playing. John Morant needs to get better friends, right? Or name circle?
I guess. I mean, I mean, whatever damage control is happening between the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA in order to help him keep whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily all about money, though. But that's the big point. I mean, everybody kind of focuses on the money. It's also about keeping, you know what I'm saying, somebody out of jail. Keeping somebody out of, you know what I'm saying, out of harm's way, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, nobody wants to see John Morant self-destruct. Nobody should. So if it's not John Morant that's actually doing the incident or having these problems, it's putting John Morant on Instagram flashing the gun. So that's stupid. And in the club, so again, it's kind of like it opens up the door of like, how did all this happen? How did the gun get in Denver with you, John Morant? It's not in Memphis with you. You know what I'm saying? So, and Tennessee and Colorado, I don't even think they border. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't drive. So, again, man, we put himself in a lot of, and probably whoever, in a lot of jeopardy, man. So, just get it. Probably best. I mean, don't worry about the team right now. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the team. When he can come back, when everything gets cleared up, cleaned up, and rectify, you know what I mean? If you had to go through any type of legal process, it's better to go through the legal process not playing basketball where you got to answer questions with, you know, the NBC and ESPN and Crossroads Sports. It's better just to kind of get all that kind of cleared up right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, I always been a likable guy till like right now, until like all the things, like even with going back with the Pacers, the honor rods with the Pacers, a couple months ago. Again, that's still some of that stick around. And like it's just all rumor and innuendo, but it's around. It's not. It's more just Crossroads Sports talking about it. It's ESPN's kind of talking about it too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just making better life decisions is kind of what John Morant needs to do right now. The money, of course, is in jeopardy. I get it. You know what I'm saying? He could have been the face of the league. We talked about it before. Kind of all this kind of spilled out that he could be the face of the league. LeBron James is an older man now, and you know the league's gonna be looking for names and faces and people that can carry its brand and be, you know, the brand carrier. Like, but you can't be a brand carrier. You can't. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? You can't be sipping on Sprite and commercials for Sprite or Doritos, whoever. You know what I'm saying? If you walk in a strip club, like, dude, like, make better decisions, man. Why do you need a gun in a strip club? Like, and I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't have a gun. I'm not saying you should go to, like, those two can't go together. So, and you're an NBA basketball player. So, again, all those things kind of come into question, man, with John Morant, man. I'm rooting for him, man. Make better decisions, man.
Yeah. And it was like I told you the other night, you know, he needs to take a page out of the Carmelo Anthony book back from the 2006-2007 season when Melo was suspended. It was.
Right. That's different. That's different. That's a different commissioner.
And you know, he goes to Carmelo Anthony. If people don't know, he ended up punching Morty Collins with the Bronx, New York Knicks. They suspended him 15 games. After the incident, Anthony went and met with Stern, gave him the ultimate get-together speech. The NBA legend said the other night, you know, he recalled the meeting in an interview saying, quote, I go to speak to him and say, why'd you do me like that? Stern says, do you want to be in the streets or do you want to be in the NBA? You're effing with a corporation now. I know who you with. You I know where you live at. I know who your close eyes. That's when I knew NBA was effing with the feds. So it's a corporation, right? So the corporation is going to do what they have to do to protect themselves, and all you are, is a little spoke in the wheel when it comes to a corporation like that. So he needs to get it figured out. He needs to get the proper people around him. I feel like he's acting like a little bit of a tryhard. Like I've seen a lot more like not gangster, not thug, a lot more like tough in the streets type of John Morant. I looked it up, John. I don't think that was his upbringing at all. He hasn't had it tough at all.
Right.
Throughout his high school, throughout his college at Morehead State. Like, At some point, you're going to – yeah. You're going to flash this gun in front of somebody, and it's going to cost you your life. It really is. So hopefully he gets it figured out before it ends up being too late. So looking forward to that. Indiana Pacers, John, 12th in the East, 29-37 overall, 2 games back from the Orlando Magic for the 5th overall worst record in the league for a top 5 possible pick. At that point, your percentage for the number 1 pick goes from 8% to 12%. Now, I know people are going to say, well, it ain't that much. It's still only 12%. Okay, well, all it takes is one lucky ball, right? As long as that's not rigged either. I mean, I don't know. Shout out Patrick Ewing. That year it was rigged in 84 or 83. But
stop it.
It was. You can't tell me it wasn't. Pacers should have had number 1 pick. But Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, 40 points the other night against the Sixers. We were watching the game while we were at the Horizon League as well, keeping tabs on it, John. Joel Embiid, 40-some points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. The big matchup we were looking forward to against Miles Turner. Miles Turner, 10 points, 0 rebounds. Excuse me. He wants the bag. He ain't playing. I get like a superstar, John. I know you've been chirped on Twitter several times about it.
Man, with Crossroads Sports finest, man, Reggie Sykes and Decott, who haven't called, by the way, in like 4 weeks or so. You know what I'm saying? But that's beside the point. But I am calling them out. I call them out on Twitter. They making excuses for, like, so Miles Turner last year said he wasn't a role player, and he felt that. Like, and he, you know, I get it, man. Like, you know, against certain teams, man, Miles Turner looks like, I mean, actually this year is actually his best statistical year. Unfortunately, man, when it comes to playing against Joel Embiid or Jokic, we get these games where Miles Turner thinks to himself and you get 9 points, 10 points. Man, that doesn't shout I'm more than a role player. That shouts, hey, you know what? You did pretty good against the Orlando Magic. Hey, you know what? He did pretty good against the Charlotte Hornets. That's why they always won it, because he always puts up good numbers against Charlotte. You know what? He actually did have a pretty good game against Chicago the night before. But to come to, I mean, you know, what is it, you know, and I'm not getting ready to go into questioning what Rick Carlisle is doing with the minutes. You know what I mean? As far as like what he's doing with all the other guard minutes, and because that's kooky to me. Right. But Miles Turner's minutes do not get fluxed. Have not gotten fluxed. Miles Turner is out there, man. He just doesn't, like, I don't know, man. Refuses to compete against Joel Embiid, against the likes of the elite, man. You know what I mean? So for a guy to want to be considered a defensive player of the year, that's not getting it done. You know, that's not getting it done. You know what I mean? You want to be more than a role player. The Pacers paid him like an all-star. And again, man, he's had from a consistency standpoint, he's had a better year. This has been his best year. It hasn't necessarily translated into winning. But here's the thing. All-stars, that's the difference between a role player and an all-star. Role players, they don't really necessarily impact, you know what I'm saying, if we go into the all-star game. If we go into the, you know what I'm saying, playoffs. All-stars do. Superstars determine if you're going to win a championship. That's the level of back. That's how things are determined in the NBA. Right. Miles Turner, sounds like he's just a role player, man. That's what it looks like.
Oh, wow. Role player. I mean, you know as well as I do, I was one of the biggest, you know, just anti-Miles for a bit. Just couldn't get things done, seemed like, out on the floor ever. So it was a little tough on that end for him. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. They're going to have a lot of draft picks, as we talk about. So we'll see what they can turn that into. And, you know, I'm at that point where, they're going to – let's be real. They're probably going to win tomorrow night. They play the Houston Rockets.
They should.
So that'll probably be a dub. And we'll see kind of how it goes rest of the season. We only have so many games left. 29. Let's see. It's 60. Let's see. It's 64, 64, 65, 66. So we've got, we play 82 games, like 14 games left in the season. So 15 games. Which that'll be another thing I'm going to talk about, John. I think we need to get that. They need to lower the amount of games they have in the season, but they're going to have. You have the other side of it is, well, the NBA needs all the money. Man, the NBA is already making money. It don't matter how many extra games they have. If they cut it down from 80 to 60, if they're really going to put this play-in tournament, or not play-in tournament, but this halfway tournament that they're going to put in, then drop the regular season down to 60. That's going to help with a little bit of load management. That's been the big issue as of late. So more to come on that.
I'm not dealing with that right now. I'm not dealing with cutting the games, man. They're not doing that.
Hey, John,
not cutting the games.
I put it on Twitter earlier today. Just a little hypothetical. What if the top 10 Indiana high school basketball players all time versus the top 10 Chicago basketball players of all time? Who would win a matchup if you took the top 10 of each? Who would win that matchup?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting traction.
This is a Hoosier, right? Of course, this is a Hoosier-based show, man.
Yeah.
So,
Coach Brantley wanted to know which top who are the official rosters, and is it based on high school or pro careers? I'm putting it off of pro careers. Based on that.
What didn't Hall of Famer Kim Barlow also tell
Yeah, friend of the program. Yeah, I'll give his list. He has 10 to 10. He says good game. His top 10 for Indiana, his 10 for Indiana roster would be Oscar Robertson, Larry Bird, George McGinnis, Sean Kemp, Glenn Robinson, Greg Oden, Eric Gordon, Scott Skiles, Bonzi Wells, and Zach Randolph. That would be his top 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, man. Hold on, man. You need some shooting out there, bro.
He's got Bird and Skiles and Gordon. So that's his top 10 for Indiana 10. I was trying to look and see if we missed any. I don't.
Where's Calvin Chaney at?
Is he from Indiana?
Man. Where's Gordon Hayward at? Where's Gordon Hayward at? First of all, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Evansville's finest?
Anybody listening from the Chicago Martin, I'm sorry, man. I know they got Juwan Howard. They got Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is he showed Chicago came to Indiana, right? Anyway, but point is, man, I think Indiana wins. I think Indiana wins.
Are you ready for his Chicago top 10?
Man, I'm countering. Go for it.
Isaiah Thomas, Ben Wilson, Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre.
Yeah, Mark Aguirre.
Terry
Cummins.
Should be. Terry Cummins is a real strong guy.
Dwayne Wade, Anthony Davis,
man,
Derrick Rose, Tim Hardaway,
Derrick Rose,
Juwan Howard, and Eddie Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man, patience. I mean, the patience. Keep always. Hey, man, Indiana's beating all that, man. The B team's beating that. Allen Henderson.
Oh, you know what I may do?
The B team is beating anything Chicago can come up with.
Oh.
Yeah. Brian Evans? Come on, man.
Romeo Langford?
Let's go. He was Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Brian Cardinal? Are you serious? College basketball? Come on, man. Stop it.
I would love to put a bracket together just of different states. Like, I'm curious, California's top 10. Who would that?
The only state that maybe keep up, Texas. I don't know who can keep up. I think New York's going to say they can keep up.
I think they're going. I think Pennsylvania could.
You think Pennsylvania?
Yeah. I mean, they've got me. I mean, Kobe Bryant's what, number 1, right? Isn't he from there? Or did he move from there?
Yeah. I mean, what did we claim?
Hold on, let me take a look. Kobe was born in Philly, so.
What you gonna do in Ohio and Akron? Come on, man. We in trouble. Bobby Knight was born in Ohio. He was.
Yeah.
LeBron, come on, man.
All right, so real quick, as I'm looking at from Pennsylvania. Oh, a little bit of trouble here. Their top this thing ranks the top rated basketball players of all time from Pennsylvania high schools. Number 1 is Wilt Chamberlain. Number 2 is Kobe Bryant. Paul Arizin, Larry Faust. I don't know who Jack Timewin is. Guy Rogers, Tom Gola, Ray Scott, Earl Monroe, Kyle Lowry. Notable mentions.
Earl Monroe and Kyle Lowry. Yeah.
Notable mentions is Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chuck Cooper, Donyell Marshall. So maybe they don't have as Jameer Nelson. I mean, they got some, but Pooh Richardson.
They got the guard play, man. So, I don't like the guard play.
Give me. I love this. This gives me every single state.
The Boilermaker.
Who'd we say? Ohio? You thought Ohio or New York? Which one do you want to do? We got time.
I said, listen, New York is going to give you Mark Jackson, Kenny Anderson. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Stephon
so this.
Marbury.
Hold on.
They're going to go crazy.
They got New York's got a big one. They've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They've got Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
They've got Dolph Shays.
Man, he's born. Oh my God, Dolph Shays, Lord have mercy.
Bob Cousy, Bob Lanier, Julius Erving, Billy Cunningham, Carmelo Anthony, Lenny Wilkins, Tiny Archibald, Stephon Marbury, Chris Mullin, Elton Brand, Rod Strickland, Kemba Walker, as I'm getting down by number of football rankings. It goes by rankings too, which is interesting. So, I mean, that's okay. They've got the number 1, number 2 ranked all time with Kareem and Michael there according to this list, but then it drops off to 22nd with Dolph Shays.
If you saying Michael Jordan is from, I get it. He said he was born in Brooklyn.
They say he's born in Brooklyn, man. They got him. New York's claiming him.
They give me Rick Fox in Warsaw, Indiana, because that's where he went to school at. That's where giving me Rick Fox. They got Rick Fox.
For who?
Eric Montrose.
For Indiana. Us? Let's see.
Eric Montrose, Rick Fox.
Yeah, but they're down on the list. They're down on the list. They're way down there. The Indiana's list they have, the top-ranked basketball players of all time from Indiana are Larry Bird, George McGinnis, Clyde Lavelti, Sean Kemp, Zach Randolph, Glenn Robinson, Louis Dampier, Dick Barnett, Dick Van Arsdale, and Jeff Teague at number 10.
Jeff Teague?
Jeff Teague.
I mean, Jeff Teague is up there, but you're going to have Jeff Teague over Yogi?
Yep. He's over Yogi. He's over Tom Van Arsdale, Gordon Hayward, Brad Miller, Slick Leonard, Mike Woodson, Eric Gordon, Scott Stiles, Mason Plumlee, Bonzi Wells, George Hill, Matt Calvert Chaney, 48th Calvert Chaney, just so you know. Yeah. Courtney Lee, Alan Henderson.
I mean, how can we forget?
Now, Ohio's got some.
I like Ohio, man.
They got some bangers. LeBron James, Neil Johnston, Stephen Curry, Jerry Lucas, John Havlicek, Nate Thurman, Larry Faust, Gus Johnson, Wayne Embry, Alvin Robertson. They got Charles Oakley, Michael Redd.
I think
we may still beat them. They still may beat them.
I like to say that you ain't got deep into the history of Evansville or Valparaiso yet when we start talking about those, those all-time greats from there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talked about, how can we forget Chandler Thompson? He's been a guest on this show, and they took the team. They only beat UNLV in 316 in 1990. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody, fact check me when that happened. You know what I'm saying? So we got some other basketball. And then Butler, we ain't went down that rabbit hole. What about the homie that play for the Hawks? They played for the Bucks. Oh my God, what's his name? Shame on me, bro. He played guard. I cannot think of his name right now. Shame on me.
He did. Was he born from Indiana?
When they went to the, he was from Kentucky, but he played. Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah, you're getting it wrong. You're starting to mix blur lines now. Can Texas ain't that good? Sorry. Grant Hill, Chris Bosh, Bill Sharman, LaMarcus Aldridge, Zemo, BT, Willie Nollis, Michael Ray Richardson, Julius Randle, Mookie Blaylock.
This is Kentucky? Or
This is Texas.
Okay.
Larry Johnson. Yeah, Texas ain't the greatest.
Hey.
Trey Young.
Grandmama and Grant Hill? Come on, man.
Honestly, right now, state-wise, the only one I'm seeing.
Indiana, man, New York.
New York. Well, let me give you Michigan. Michigan's got some bangers.
I forgot about that.
Magic Johnson, Chris Webber, George Gervin, Mel Daniels, Dave Bushiri, Rudy Tomjanovich, Glenn Rice, Draymond Green, Devin Booker, Jason Richardson, Jalen Rose, Kenyon Martin, Steve Smith, Dan Marley, Ralph Sampson, Don Nelson. Michigan may take the cap there.
Nah, man. Man. Dan Marley, I'm not buying it.
Dan Marley, he was 15th on the list.
Not over Trace Jackson Davis, man.
Illinois.
Not collegiately.
Illinois. Not bad. Not bad for Illinois. They got the 350-pound Antoine Walker on there too, number 12.
Okay.
George Mikan, Dwayne Wade, Isaiah Thomas, Harry Gatlin, Anthony Davis, Tim Hardaway, Dan Essel, Andy Phillip, Jack Skemma, Mark Aguirre, Red Kerr, Antoine Walker, Terry Cummings, Sean Marion, Michael Finley, Iguodala, Howard, Sloan, Rose, Hornacek. So,
yeah. Tough little backcourt there.
Doc Rivers, Kendall Gill. I was a big Kendall Gill fan back in the day. Quinn Buckner.
Tough look. Buckner, no. I mean, I get it, man. He's born there, but Buckner's IU.
43rd on the list. He's born there, man. This is born. We talked about going to high school. Where they went to high school.
Has anybody ever heard Quinn Buckner call a Pacer game?
I try not to.
Bleed. Oh my God, this dude bleeds Indiana, man. But hey, man, we got to.
I got one more.
I feel like
one more.
Go one more. Go more.
California. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Gary Payton, Damian Lillard, Jason Kidd, Paul Pierce, Kevin Johnson, Reggie Miller, Paul George, Baron Davis, Kawhi Leonard, DeMar DeRozan, Ray Allen, Reggie Theus, Kevin Love, Drew Holiday, Dennis Johnson.
You wonder.
Bill Walton, Klay Thompson.
Brandon, and you wonder why the West Coast hasn't won an NCAA title. Since when? Arizona?
97.
In what year?
97.
Man, that's a small team. Everybody you named is a guard or a wing.
This one I'll buy you an adult beverage if you can tell me the number one ranked player. I'll buy you a case of your favorite beverage. If you can name me the top ranked basketball player of all time from Alaska.
Tracy Langan.
He was not from Alaska.
Carlos Boozer.
He is not from Alaska. No, he's not.
Langdon is not from Alaska?
No. Where did you get that?
Are you sure?
I'm looking it up right now. He was from Palo Alto, California. Where are you getting that from?
All right, man. I thought Trey Langdon was from Alaska. Who's the number one guy from Alaska then?
Mario Chalmers.
Man.
They only have 10 players.
I never would have guessed.
I
never would have guessed it.
Ranked all time. Yeah. Who would have thought? Me either. But anyways, I thought that was all. Ooh, I bet. Real talk though, Washington D.C. has got it pretty good just for the city itself too. D.C.'s got a solid number.
Oh, because they got Durant, yeah.
Elgin Baylor as well, Austin Carr and all them. So, okay, I thought that was awesome. I'm actually going to bookmark this because this may be something that I like to go through. and do more. This app, this application's got it by. You can go by athlete rankings, by college, decades, franchise. If you go by decades, Giannis right now is number one for 2020s. All right. Let's see. Let's go to NFL, John. NFL. Your man, Aaron Rodgers, back from isolation. Was supposed to be gone for 4 days. Could only hack it for 2. The Jets people flew out to California. The Jets people flew back this morning. It sounded more and more like maybe it's up to Aaron Rodgers now if he wants to be a Jet or if he wants to stick it out and still be a Packer.
Man, it's a hot mess. Green Bay said, man, we've seen enough. We've had enough. Thank you, Aaron. You have a contract. We're willing to trade the contract. Find somebody that's willing to take the contract because we're willing to trade you. Bye, Aaron. They're done with Aaron Rodgers, man. Just a breakup. I don't foresee, hey, man, we've changed our mind. We're not going to go with Jordan Love. We'll come back. They're tired of dealing with it, man. They're tired of dealing with him thinking he's the general manager. They're tired of him calling out the other players, the other wideouts on the team. They're tired of him questioning Matt LaFleur and you know what I'm saying? However he does it, you know what I'm saying? They're tired of Aaron Rodgers. There you go, man. Aaron Rodgers is on his way out. That's unbelievable. But it is believable. It's unbelievable if he ends up with the Jets because that's like the same path that Brett Favre, you know what I'm saying, carved on his way out of Green Bay. But it's a little bit different, man. I think Brett, there was some bitterness at the end, but as I recall, like how it all went. Because like, man, you talking about guys. You take like football's different, man. You win a Super Bowl, like dude, you expect to be there for the rest of your life. You think?
Right.
And here you have these crazy instances. Brett Favre going, we got a ticket. We got a surprise.
Breaking news. I'm not gonna say you are fully wrong. I won't say you're fully wrong. Trajan Langdon was born in Palo Alto officially on his birth certificate. Shortly after, a year or two after he was born, they moved to Alaska. So he was born in Palo Alto, but moved to Alaska.
You should have known that. I mean, I don't know how deep your Duke roots go, man. My Duke roots go back. I know where he got. Like, came from Alaska. That's where he got recruited out of. So I mean, when you said Palo Alto, I never heard that before. Yeah.
It was born in Palo Alto. Langdon moved to Anchorage, Alaska. Soon after, during his high school career, East Anchorage High School set the 4A state record for points. Was 3-time Alaska State Player of the Year. So also played baseball. Hit .333. That'll get you in the NBA or the MLB. So yeah,
right.
Sorry. I just want to at least say that because somebody come back on the podcast and say, "Hey, you idiot, you were wrong." So I had to put that out there. So, back to the other idiot, Aaron Rodgers. Are we going to keep doing this? He's going to do this shit every year for like the next 2-3 years?
Not with Green Bay. Not with Green Bay. They're done. They've washed their hands of it. They don't want any more of it. So he has to find another team to be with. And somebody will take him. They'll figure it out. He's not done. It's just kind of up to him it's going to be adjustment. Because when you go into a new building, you still might be the man, but you're not the man that you were. You know what I'm saying? Things you pull in Green Bay, you're not going to be able to pull that with the Jets or whoever. Yeah. Whoever, wherever he lands, the Titans, whoever. So good luck, Aaron Rodgers. We'll see you next year in a different uniform.
Wow. Okay. The Colts met with Anthony Richardson, John. He scored a perfect 10 with everything combined for his NFL Combine skills. The Colts met with him. Will they take him at 4, or will they try to move up?
I don't think they want to move up. I think the cost of moving up would dramatically, you know what I'm saying, if you're not super sure on whoever you're trying to move up to, whether it's Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. I don't think everybody's super sure.
Who do you take right now? You're the GM. Who are you taking?
At 4? or move it up?
Well, you're the GM. You get to decide.
Yeah, man. I already told you, man. We're moving down, dude. We're moving down. Our quarterback's next year. The quarterback you really want is next year, not right now, not in this draft.
Okay. I'm really, and I feel like you're going to get not heated on this. You're going to be pretty colorful with this. Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of stuff coming out now, today, the day after, even with Lamar Jackson. Is there collusion involved in the franchise tag for Lamar Jackson? He's got the exclusive tag where he can go out and get a deal from somebody else, and then the Ravens can match it if they want. But what do you take of all of this? The saga right now with him, they still can't agree upon anything close to a deal what he wants. Well, Daniel Jones out here getting 4 years, 140 million or whatever. The non-exclusive tag's going to pay Lamar 32 million this year. It's less expensive than the exclusive one, which is going to be like at 45 million, which would allow the Ravens to control his rights this year. Though there's thought that the Falcons would get him, pursue him, they did not. What's your thoughts on this? Jackson is 26. He's the third quarterback to win NFL MVP and then get franchise tag behind Steve Young and Peyton Manning.
I don't know if it's collusion. If it is collusion, they're gonna have to. It's gonna be hard to prove because hell, they never even said that they colluded against Colin Kaepernick, and it looks like they colluded against Colin Kaepernick again. Different story for a different time, right? So I don't feel like it's collusion. I feel like they're using the business against Lamar Jackson. If this is the business, so. And the science behind it. Lamar, you are out X amount of games. Yes, when you are playing, we are up in X amount of games. But when you are out and you're out often, how can we fully invest in that?
Right.
That's how they look at it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can say, I know we had Nas who kind of, chewed me out a couple weeks ago, who said, man, how could you say him and Dak Prescott are in the same little boat? Well, they are. This is I didn't. Now I'm not a liar. Thank you. Now call back in if you're listening. If not this week, next week. Now the business is telling you. He's not as bad as Kirk Cousins. He can win you some games. Again, Dak Prescott is still 13-4, ladies and gentlemen. That's why when everybody said there was going to be a whole lot of change and whatnot, I was like, nah, man, they're not going to tear that up just yet. They're still a win there. It's just, you know what I'm saying? But here's what I would say, man. Like, the Ravens know what they have. They know they have the business kind of is in their favor. So I don't know if per se his number hangs up versus like what the other quarterback in Cleveland got versus what Josh Allen is getting. That's those are the kind of world he's living in right now. That's kind of what he wants. But he also doesn't just want to make the same as them. He want to make more than them because he feels like he's better than them. And like right now, man, the NFL saying, no, you're not better than Josh Allen. You're probably just as good as Josh Allen. You're not better than the homie who went through hell and black and everything else, self-inflicted from Texas to the Browns. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson.
But he wants paid.
But like,
John, he's 45-16 as a starter. It's the fourth best of any quarterback who's debuted in the Super Bowl era. Only trailing Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Roger Staubach.
I think what the Ravens are also saying that is a bit of their own system, too. That is, they know how to run Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of in the system, so to speak. Right, but Brandon, I think if he wanted the exact same contract that Josh Allen is getting, I'm talking about dollar for dollar, I think he'd get it. I think he wants more money than Josh Allen, and I don't think the Ravens don't want to pay him. I don't think any other NFL team's going to pay that. One, you can eliminate the Miami Dolphins out of anything. They can't trade for nothing. They couldn't trade for Folgers Crystals, and you know what I mean. They couldn't trade for nothing because they got. Stephen Ross got into all kind of little hot water or whatnot. So, they're matter of fact, the draft is messed up because like they don't have a pick this year. You know what I'm saying? So, look at the map, Brandon. Where could you see him going? Like, who's gonna move 2 first rounders? The coach gonna move this year's first rounder and next year's first rounder for Lamar? No, they're not gonna do that. Atlanta could. I don't know why they bowed out.
Commanders should.
The Commanders could. I think the Commanders brought in Eric Bieniemy to bring in another younger quarterback, though.
But I would go after Lamar if I was him. I mean, and by the way, we never talk about it on the show, but Bieniemy just taking a lateral position, something's up. I think he was like the point where he's like, hey man, everybody sitting here knows Andy Reid's calling the plays, and I'm not really calling the plays here. That's why I'm not getting a job. I think I can get the hell out of here. That's what I think is why I took a lateral position and left the Super Bowl champions to go to a shitstorm of the Commanders.
And the Commanders, what do they need? They need a quarterback. If he knows quarterback, like they need better quarterback play. If he says, "Hey man, this guy can play, like he can prop it up and make it go for him," they got all the defense. Like they got great defensive pieces already put together. Even with the dude from Ohio State playing half of it, he can't get his act together and play a whole season. But like the Washington Commanders aren't a bad team. They just got Carson Wentz. They finally cut it. They got food too. Everybody got food on Carson after the fact. Everybody got food.
Does Lamar sit out? Do you sit out this year? Hold out? Kind of like Le'Veon Bell with the Steelers?
How can you sit out? That's crazy, man. How can you sit out on 32? I mean, in these days and times, it's still $32 million.
It just happened. Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
I know that firsthand.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell wasn't making. I don't know. Le'Veon Bell. I don't know. Brandon, I would have thought business would have kind of made more sense for him. Like
his was at $15.5 million.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that they would come to they would give him the exact same kind of money. He's going Patrick Mahomes money. They're not going to give him. They cannot give him. Will not give him $450 million. It's not going to happen. He's not Patrick Mahomes good. Everybody knows this. The business, the eye test is telling you he's not Patrick Mahomes. Come on, man.
Okay. Excuse me. Tired. Long day. Let's dive right into. Well, actually, you know what? Let's pay some bills. Let's hit up our sponsors. When we come back, we'll dive into college basketball. Conference tournaments have started. We'll dive into that right after these messages.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm insurance agent Scott K. Nichols will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Scott K. Nichols in Indianapolis today at 317-243-3509. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Crossroads Sports would like to thank Wiseman Logistics. Their team is dedicated to the successful delivery of your packages. Services, domestic or commercial, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Call 877-744-6212 to set up your delivery. Thanks, Wiseman.
I also thank our sponsor, Maverick Custom Motorsports, where ideas are created, dreams are born, specializing in custom motorcycles, boats, slingshots, Jeeps, and trucks, offering pickups, deliveries, and shipping worldwide. Check them out today. MavericksCustomMotorsports.com. Let them know Crossroads Sports sent you. All right, shout out. Thank you to our sponsors. Without you three, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you to you guys. John, college basketball. We just talked about it at the beginning of the show. College basketball's here. College basketball is going on. March Madness. The tournament starts next week. We have our bracketology show on Monday with the brackets come out Sunday night. I've had a great time picking games so far, so it's been great. I want to dive into some brackets, conference tournament brackets and talk a little futures as well with you. So without further ado, if I can get it here on the Facebook Live feed, bring up the Big Ten tournament. Right now, Ohio State is just boat racing. Wisconsin, 49-24. Or excuse me, 49-24. So they're up they're up 25 or so on the Buckies. I took Ohio State in this one, but if you look at the bracket on the Facebook Live if you're watching or if you're listening, Ohio State, Wisconsin plays right now. Then you've got Minnesota at the 11th seed against Nebraska. Honestly, John, you look at this bracket, I feel like it's wide open with the fact that, basically from 2 to 9 was a complete logjam all year long. The Hoosiers got a big overtime win against Michigan. They got the double bye. They're the 3 seed. Northwestern, the 2 seed. Michigan State's the 4. And Purdue is the number 1 seed in this tournament. Just looking here, Rutgers and Michigan, whoever wins that one's got to take on Purdue. That's going to be a hell of a game Friday morning. Iowa against Michigan State. What Fran McCaffrey's going to show his ass again probably just because the way he's been acting. Maryland most likely going to be taking on Indiana, so that's going to be a heck of a game. But I'm looking forward to this Big Ten tournament. It's going to be fun. I've got honestly, I can see 6 teams winning this tournament.
You said 6? Oh, man. I'm kind of hoping, you know what I'm saying, what the 2 Indiana teams are kind of there. Well, I know they can't be at the very end, but I'm kind of hoping that at least one of them is at the very end.
They can play each other in the final.
Okay, at least I just read I just read how the bracket kind of was. But no, man, I'm kind of hoping that's kind of how it is. Illinois might have a shot. They have offense in spurts, but sometimes that they can play some ugly basketball, rock fight basketball in the games at the United Center. So you have to be aware of that. So, but 2 high teams, I think Northwestern. I think they'll probably bow out. But no, man, I like IU and Purdue chances of making championship game.
Yeah, I think all of us would love to see IU versus Purdue a third go around for the championship. Looking at teams I like, obviously I'd like to see Purdue possibly win it. I think Iowa could make a run. They did it last year when they beat Purdue in the championship game of the Big Ten tournament. Iowa can make another run. Northwestern, I don't really trust. And I feel like we probably should, but we just don't. With all the stuff going on there, Indiana. I think Indiana or Maryland could make a run into possibly win the Big Ten tournament here. So it'll be interesting to see. It got underway tonight, obviously, with Ohio State, Wisconsin, and then we got 4 games tomorrow. Purdue is going to play Friday at noon. Indiana will probably play close to 9:30-ish p.m. Eastern time on Friday night. So you got the Boilers at noon, the Hoosiers at 9:30. So it should be a great, great, great weekend of basketball. We've got this Indiana high school regionals going on as well. I'm going to go to a regional game on Saturday to see my old high school. Shout out Carroll High School of Flora. So I'm going to go check them out. But yeah, Big Ten tournament. It's tough, man. It is tough to call because there's so many ways I can see this tournament going. I will say, and I've got notes about it. Can Purdue right now, they have them as a 2 seed, the highest 2 seed, 5th overall, highest 2 seed. They would be playing the region with the lowest 4 seed, which right now is UCLA. For Purdue to get a 1 seed, John, I don't think they need to win it on Sunday because I'm pretty sure by the time the brackets come out, it's a half hour after the Big Ten title game's over. And by that point, they've already got everything all set. So I don't think, regardless if Purdue is in it, I think Purdue needs to at least play Saturday. Needs to at least play Saturday for them to get a good shot and hope that UCLA loses Friday night or they lose Saturday. If they lose Friday night or Saturday, then Purdue's got a chance to jump up to that 4th number 1 seed, I think, for that opportunity. And then we'll see where they go. If they'll be out east or they'll be out west. Well, We got a call real quick. We're talking Big Ten tournament. We'll take our call here. What's going on, King of Trolls? Reggie Sykes.
What's going on, fellas? Long time no talk to. How y'all been doing?
Good, man. It's good to see you're alive.
Yeah, man. You know, I've been a little busy, you know, Wednesdays and everything, man.
Yeah.
And work and kids, you know. You're newlywed. Pretty soon here, you'll know about the kid part of it, too. You know, I wish twins upon you very soon.
Whoa.
So,
Oh, my goodness.
yeah.
Easy now.
You got to get past. You got a dog. You got to have babies now, man. I mean, you're newlywed. That's what you get married for, to make babies.
I know. All right. What the hell do you want besides talking about my sex life? What do you want to talk about?
Well, you know, this Big Ten tournament, man.
Yeah.
I don't. It's pretty wide open, man. You know, I see. I'm looking at the screen right now. Y'all got the brackets up, and you know, I won't be surprised if anybody win it. I wouldn't be surprised if Iowa win it. I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue win it. I won't be surprised if Michigan win it. I won't be surprised if Northwestern win it. I won't be surprised if Indiana win it, man. It's wide open this year in the Big Ten, man. And they should have a lot of teams, you know, in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is gonna be a great time to make bets. You know.
Oh, man, I don't know about that.
Tournament.
Red.
It's a great time, man.
Red. I like Purdue to win, you know what I'm saying, to win the tournament, but please, man, don't point spread on Purdue. You'll drive yourself crazy if you do that. Red.
I can't believe they don't bet on Purdue and IU.
So we got the we got the odds up. Big Ten Conference Tournament odds from DraftKings as of today. Purdue was the heavy favorite at plus 160, and then Indiana was second, and then Michigan State and Maryland. Michigan State was third, and Maryland was fourth. So, I don't know, Reg. I love my betting. I don't know if I can pick a outright conference tournament winner like that. I will say yesterday and today, I'm 7-1-1 the last 2 days betting conference tournaments. Reg,
well, that's
high.
pretty good. I hadn't made a lot of college basketball bets this year, but I plan to when the tournament starts. Not the Big Ten tournament, but when the overall tournament starts. That's when I think I'm gonna make some bets. You know, I've mainly been concentrating on pro basketball and fight. You know, I would have won my parlay, but the champ got tapped out. I need her to make old girl tap out.
Yeah, that hurt me too.
That
hurt me too.
So, and I did win on the parlay with the Pacers and the Sixers the other day. I took the 6.5 and I took over the 235. I had a 14 parlay.
How dare you mention the Pacers?
Yeah, why don't you guys hug it out? Let's get this Miles Turner stuff taken care of between you two.
Okay. How many bad games has Miles Turner had this year?
Too many.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Miles has been the consistent thing about the Pacers. That's why Miles got that contract, and Miles is still balling. When the team wasn't balling out, Miles was still balling out. Everybody's going to have a bad game. Joel Embiid plays good against everybody. I mean, what's he averaging? 32 points, 14 rebounds a game?
Why does it always why does it always Miles has his worst games against Joel Embiid, man?
Some people just have your number. That's just the way it is. But you want to trade him because Embiid has had better games?
No, they locked in.
Because of 3 games? I'm talking
about
you. Are you mad that we
re-signed
him? Are you mad that we re-signed him?
I think they signed the wrong big man, but they traded away the wrong big man. But, I mean, you can't cry with spilled milk. The bounces out there.
No. Sabonis can't. Oh, you made me cuss. My bad. Did that bleep out?
You're good.
Don't be cussing.
My bad. I cussed. I forgot. I apologize about that.
Sabonis was the all-star.
Sabonis is best for Sacramento. He's an all-star. Tyrese is best for us in the pick and roll with Miles. That's one reason why Miles wanted to resign here. You know, you can pick and pop or you can pick and roll. And look at the defense Miles has played this year. I
don't want to look at the defense.
This is Miles Turner's best year as an Indiana Pacer. His best. When nobody else shows up, Miles shows up. You know?
We need to win.
I'm not going to knock anybody for having a bad game.
We need some wins, Reg.
Yes, we do.
That's all I'm saying.
We do.
Yep.
We need some wins. We do. I wouldn't mind seeing them, in the play-in game. I mean, I'm really not concerned. I knew this team.
Here's what we all can agree on. Because, like, people talk about future and draft picks and second rounders and what you're going to get from Cleveland. Man, the city wants playoffs.
Right.
The city needs playoffs. Like going downtown,
I'm at the games now. Last 2 years, I haven't been happy going to the games. The games now are very, very, very exciting. The people cheer. The people are happy. The people are passionate about the games. The city is happy with the Pacers right now, as long as the projection still goes upward. There's too many rookies on this team, and to say that they were going to win a championship this year. People didn't know they were going to be as good as they are this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the city is glad just to see that this team is back. You can't sleep on this team. This team may get down by 20 points, and I'll come back and win the game on them. You cannot sleep on them. But, we're going to have a few decisions to make. I think Johnson's going to be gone next year. I hope Brissett's not gone, but he's probably going to be gone. They're probably going to have to get rid of one or more players because you got all these draft picks. I wouldn't be surprised if they package some of them up and ship them off. But, you got 3 first-round draft picks and 4 second-round draft picks. And then I like, what's the guy from Milwaukee? Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Milwaukee?
Yep.
I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Norwa.
He's starting to fit in perfectly with the Pacers. I think he has to be gone too next year. I mean, I think they were trying to get rid of him this year. That's why they gave some playing time. But the Pacers are going to be okay. The city is behind. The only people that are not behind the Pacers right now is Jonathan Bird's son. And Jonathan Bird's son.
Oh, man, I do that.
Decot's behind him too.
Oh.
That dummy, surprisingly, is behind him. We have great times at the Pacers game.
Decot flip-flop.
He's Mr. Flip-Flop, Reg. He is Mr. Flip-Flop, by the way. That's his new nickname. I was supposed to get a sounder put on this on the program. Anytime he calls, it was like a garbage truck backing up the beep, because I ain't heard more of a person ever flip-flop in my life than him. How he hates Miles Turner. Get rid of him. Get rid of him and Rick. And then now he's like, oh, they're all right. I like Rick and I like Miles, and Alabama's going to win the national title. And then they suck this year. And he's like, well, I didn't pick them to win. They were likely going to lose, but.
Oh, man, you already know he's going to talk about the Tide.
Mr. Backup.
He likes. This is the first year he's ever been able to talk about the Tide. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, you got to give the dummy a break, I mean, they're a basketball school. They're not a football school.
Wow.
I've been trying to tell him, I said, look, the kid should be in trouble. He bought the other kid the weapon. And the coach made a bad situation worse by commenting on him. I don't want to see kids, lessons. It's a shame you got to learn a lesson the hard way. Look at John Morant. He's in the club.
He's going to mess around and be a Pacer, Reg. You better talk nice about that.
John Morant?
No, Brandon from Alabama. No, the kid from Alabama.
What position you play? Guard?
Small forward.
Small forward.
We don't need no more small forwards. We're good on small forward situation.
Man,
we need some power forwards. We don't need no more small forwards. We're good on small forwards.
Brandon, he's right.
We need some power forwards.
He's right.
So, but that kid, I'm not saying he should go to jail or anything. He didn't actually do the shooting, but you're an accessory. You bought the weapon to the guy.
Right.
That did the shooting. I don't know if he was still. Was he still there when the shooting went on, or did he leave?
I don't know. I never heard.
Man, yeah, everything's still not clear about that one just yet.
John McQuitty.
Everybody in Alabama, if you help Alabama out, they're gonna help you beat a case. Especially Tide players, football players. Them bums.
Right.
So,
wow.
But
wow.
Back on basketball, Jonathan, you're gonna have to come to a game or something, man, because you're not seeing. TV is not representing the city good on basketball. I mean, it is live in there when the Pacers are playing out. It's not same old.
He's too busy listening to Buckner.
Hey man, crib, but it's comical, man. I mean, it's comical, man. I've gotten used to it now. I used to want to get him fired, man. Now I'm just like, man, what has he got? What is he gonna say tonight? You know what I mean?
But D-Cop wants him fired. D-Cop wants him fired, and he wants fired too. He wants Carlisle fired too.
I know he does.
For a while there, I couldn't figure.
Not last week. He's down with it. He's all about Carlisle now.
And the flip flopper. He also wanted Pritchard gone. Remember? Now he's flipped. Now he's okay with him.
Well, I can admit.
Move up to the front office.
I can admit I flipped on Kevin Pritchard too. I wanted him fired, but the last couple of moves he has made, I'm back on board. But I wanted him gone and out like a dog. I wanted him fired. Get the hell out of here. You know, he couldn't leave.
Man, he moved. Man, he think about that trade. He did a trade. Oladipo got LeVert. LeVert had a lot of. I mean, he had a little cash deal. It wasn't working out with LeVert. LeVert's gone. I mean, he knows how to get guys in and out. The other guy from Phoenix, he's back with Phoenix, man. So, you know.
Hey, you know what?
Guys like
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Rich knows how to navigate some contracts. I will say that. He knows how to navigate those contracts.
I will admit that at first I want guy from Phoenix to sign here, Ayton.
Yep.
But I think Miles is really outplaying him this year. I'm so glad we kept him. I'm glad I was wrong on that one, you know. I really think Miles is outplaying him too. I mean, it was money better spent on Miles than him.
Yeah, you know what?
How many 40-point games have Ayton had?
Sometimes Ayton looks good. It looks real. It looks better. How about that? Because who he's played with. Now he's playing with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Come on. I'm going to look good with that. You know what I'm saying? From the corner.
Right?
You know
but Ayton is not going to extend the defense. Miles going to you got to decide if he's going to pop or roll.
Ayton rebounds at a high clip.
You know he's going to roll.
Yeah, Ayton still block shots, though. And Ayton rebounds at a
Miles block shots too, right? Who has the most rebounds? Who has the most blocks this year? Between Ayton and Miles.
Hey,
I don't have it up.
I don't even know. I'm willing to bet a 10 spot that Miles has more.
Let me give you this, boys. Miles Turner versus DeAndre Ayton. They've played 8 games against each other. Miles Turner, last 2 games against DeAndre Ayton, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 7 points, 5 rebounds. Plus minus 19, minus 24.
What are Ayton's stats?
Bringing it up now.
They got 17 and 7.
Give me 1 second here.
What? It's gonna be something killer.
Let's see. He is averaging 16 and 10. The last 3 games, he's had 27 and 12 and 22 and 11. Against Miles Turner, plus 2 and plus 23.
What are the season stats for both players?
Okay.
And who has the most blocks this season?
Okay.
Between the two of them.
Give me 1 second. You guys fill the buffer to small talk. Let's see here. Most
The Gary say they asked Miles Turner to do more here than they asked Ayton to do there.
Nicholas Claxton has the most blocks this year so far.
Okay.
Miles Turner is 5th.
And where's Ayton at? 10?
8, 9,
And where's Ayton at?
11. I'm looking.
He's got to be way back there.
He ain't in the top 22.
Thank you.
Okay.
And what do Ayton average in points and rebounds for Phoenix?
Total? You talking about total?
Yes, total. Not just against Pacers, overall for the season.
Yep, give me 1 second here. DeAndre Ayton is averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds a game.
And what is Miles averaging?
Turner, 18 and 10 for Ayton, right? We just said 18 and 10.
Yeah.
Miles Turner is averaging 13 and 6. So Ayton wins.
And Miles is doing absolutely more with less. Ayton has more than what Miles has. Ayton wouldn't have those stats if he was on the Pacers because he can't stretch the defense. Teams would sag off of him. I'm telling you. I like Ayton. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against him. But I think Miles is the perfect fit for the Pacers and Tyrese. I think the reason Buddy is still here because Tyrese want him here. And you don't upset your star player, the face of your franchise. So Buddy has worked out for us. I'm glad we didn't trade him and Miles to the Lakers. You know, it's working out perfectly. The stadium is absolutely rocking when the Pacers are in there. I'm telling you. Nobody leaves.
This dude's ultimate Pacer fan, man. Buddy Hield, I don't know, Red. That's not long term though, man. And they put the ball in his hands way too much, man.
Buddy is who leads the league in 3-pointers this year? Who just broke Reggie Miller's single season record for made 3-pointers?
So do you equate that?
Who plays better defense?
Do you equate that?
Actually, a better passer than what you think.
Is he better than Reggie Miller? He's not better than Reggie Miller. You know that. You know he's not better.
Easy.
Reggie was a liability. Was Reggie?
Tread
Reggie
lightly.
was a liability on defense.
Hell yeah, he was. He couldn't play
Reggie was a liability on defense.
I wouldn't say Reggie.
I'm gonna say he's just as good of a shooter as Reggie.
Oh my goodness, I'm about to pass out.
It's a different game now, Ray. Jonathan. It's a different game now.
It's totally different. I agree. So really, you can't compare the areas. You notice I didn't say he was better than Reggie. I said he's just as good of a shooter as Reggie.
No,
I didn't say he was better.
If Reggie Miller was in this era, come on, man. Stop it.
Look, I love Reggie Miller, man. But I think Buddy has been great for the Pacers, extending it. That's why Buddy is always in the opposite team's game plan. We got to keep Buddy from hitting threes. We got to close out on Buddy.
Hey, have you been keeping up with Paul George?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you see what he said?
You got to break it down.
Here, I'll put it up on the screen, Reg.
About Larry Bird?
No, Paul George says, quote, I just want to win. I haven't won anything at any level. I haven't won in high school, in college, or in the NBA. I don't need my ego stroked. I have no shame in saying Kawhi being the one. I'm the two if I want to win a title.
Yeah, I remember saying that. I mean, people have
We said that 5 years ago. 6 years ago. He was never going to be the number one.
I didn't say that.
I did. Me and John had on this show.
Yeah, I didn't say that. When he was a one when he was here.
That's why we couldn't win.
He's the two everywhere else he's been. But I don't have a problem with that because Paul seems to step up his big shot when needed. I don't really have anything against Paul. I look at everything as a business. A team is going to look at it as a business decision. A player needs to look at it as a business decision.
All right, let me ask you, Reg. Put your thinking cap on, Reg. Move that contract, Duarte, and then picks. Bring back Paul George. What you think?
Now, Paul George, this is a young team. We're building for the long term. We're not building for the short term. Paul George
can't have no
veteran
presence. They got to get to the playoffs next year, Reggie. They got to get to the playoffs. I'm tired of dealing with.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got to the playoffs next year.
I'm tired of Carlisle picking his nose after losses, trying to figure out why they lost. And I'm not.
He knows why they lost. Most of the reason they lost because they don't make shots. But when they making shots, they're on fire. Look at the scoring against the
sometimes they lost. Red. Sometimes they lost because of him and his daggone rotation.
Yes, I can agree with you on that.
Like Ben Mather, you ain't gonna get the minutes back, man. And if you know this is gonna be the backcourt partner, that's just boneheaded, man.
Rick is an old style coach. He believes in teaching a rookie a lesson. You made a mistake, I'm pulling you out the game. I'm not saying that I agree with that situation, but that's what he is. He's an old school guy. But this team likes each other. They hang out with each other. When they had Malcolm Brogdon, they didn't hang out. You know, Malcolm Brogdon didn't hang out with him, you know.
Let me ask you a question, man. You're not in Facebook or Twitter jail, correct?
No.
John, I find that hard to believe because I didn't see one mention of him trying to congratulate the guy that won who's got the all-time leading scorer in NBA history now. It baffles me.
Oh man. Oh,
He didn't
man.
get
Got you, Ed.
he didn't
Why would I
congratulate him. It's an error he's never going to see ever again in his life. I know Reggie's already 60 years old, but he ain't going to see it again. Somebody tried to do this.
Why would I post that?
You're witnessing greatness, man. Witness. We're all witnesses. Isn't that what the saying is? We're all
He's a
witnesses.
great player. Let me tell you something. I didn't like Larry Bird. I didn't like Magic Johnson. I didn't like Isaiah Thomas. They were all great players. But if we had social media back then, I would have treated them the same way I treated y'all king, not my king.
Right.
You know? I'm a Pacer fan first.
Hey, Reg.
I like players, I will admit. I did like Dr. J, but I never rooted for the Sixers to beat the Pacers.
Gotcha.
You know, those other players, I never have anything bad to say about Dr. J.
Okay.
But all the other players, help them.
I'm just making sure, man. I didn't see a congratulations message.
I didn't like
so
Larry Bird. I don't like the Kane. He ain't my Kane. You know, I will give him credit for all the stuff he does for communities off the court. I will give him a credit for
say some prayers tonight, man. Say some prayers tonight for that foot.
About social issues.
Say some prayers for that foot tonight. When you go to bed, say your prayers. Wish his foot better, man. When do you see him in the playoffs?
Man, they ain't probably gonna make the playoffs. You know.
All right, Reg, I got to let you go. Hurry up.
I'm gonna say this. Your sponsor, Scott Nichols, must put you up to ask me that because you know he loves the Kane. I don't love Kane. Are you just catering to your sponsor like Fox News?
I should. Staying woke. Yeah, that's about as crazy as the next guy I'm about to bring on.
And the next, I'm about to hang up. But hey, when we get out of golf, you're married now, so how many weeks in advance do you have to, get your permission?
I've only been out once so far.
You're newlywed.
I can play, but I've only been once. So
hey, look, you go to your wife a week ahead of time. You can't go let her, hey babe, you okay if I play golf with Reg?
All right.
And then you get some approval, okay?
All right, listen in, Reg. You're gonna hear some good stuff here in a second. So listen in.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Thank you, Reg.
All right.
See you guys later.
See you, Reg.
Georgia Southern.
Oh man, John, I don't have the sounder, but if I had the garbage truck backup sound right now, beep, 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 Mr. Backup, Mr. Backpedal, Decott is on the line.
Backpedal on what?
What, you want me to go through the list? Jonathan, go through the list.
Right?
Go through the list.
No.
You flip-flopped on Alabama from winning the national championship to, this is a good year for us, man, this year.
Whoa.
We're going to put a little gift for Bryce Young because he's so small. He's only 6 foot. He's only 5'10". You know what I'm saying? Winning for the Gipper out there. Bryce Young and Nick Saban out there. Nick Saban's out there.
Hold on, Decott. Let him finish. What's the next one, John? We talked Alabama.
The other one. Like, he even had like a, the other one was, self-explanatory.
Yeah, backpedaled on Miles Turner, backpedaled on Kevin Pritchard, backpedaled on Rick Carlisle. Mr. Backpedal. Backpedal on the Hoosiers.
Thank you for that entry. That wonderful entry.
He rock solid on the Hoosiers.
Allow me
He's been rock solid on the Hoosiers. Rock solid on the Hoosiers.
You know what? I don't agree with that guy Reggie much, but I'm starting to wonder: is this Fox News Crossroads Sports? Because I don't remember ever backpedaling on anything in Alabama.
Man!
You said they were going to win the national title.
Okay, well, listen, I didn't backpedal; they lost.
No, you backpedaled because you said, well, I expected us to probably lose a game, and that'd be the game we would lose. But we.
Listen,
you just covered yourself
by losing a game.
You can't cover yourself though. You just got to accept it.
Brandon, you can't. Brandon, listen. What I'm doing, I'm just giving you my factual feeling how I feel. That's it. So listen, this isn't Alabama talk.
Let's go to Miles Turner.
Listen, Alabama. But no, I want to do this first. I want to go in order, right?
All right.
Let's talk IU. No backpedaling. What I said was they're a limited team. If their two best players are not playing at the top end of their game, they're not going to go very far. However, if they are playing very, very well, yeah, a Sweet 16 is not out of the question. But beyond that, I don't think so. Pritchard. I said Pritchard. I apologize. The moves he's made over the last year have really worked out really well. But if you remember, Brandon, I said this is the most important summer of his GM career. I know he's not the GM, but the decision-making career. This summer, this is it. So he will be judged on this summer wholeheartedly. Third, Rick Carlisle, I've been off the boat. I've never been a Rick Carlisle fan since 2004 when the Malice in the Palace, and he kept our guys in trying to make a point. I'm not a Carlisle guy. No. He's abusive to young players. I don't like him, how he plays mind games with young guys. Everybody talks about rotation. That's fine. But not the rotation. It's just how do you leave Jalen Smith on the bench for 3 or 4 games, Washington on the bench for 3 or 4 games, and expect you to get any type of continuity out of your core player, right? So I don't like that. So I'm not a Carlisle fan. I'm hoping he's gone no later than after next season. I want to stand on that.
Okay.
I'm going to he's a young player killer. He doesn't like young players. So that's why I'm on that. But Brandon, I got a bone to pick with you. I wanted to get on last week. Listen, man, you are starting to sound like a hack on Twitter sometimes with your fandom about Purdue. They got their butts handed to them, and the first thing you want to do is say, well, at least they did this. You want to talk about backpedaling. You got that 7
No. Do I need to pull the tweet? Do I need to pull the tweet that I said?
No, you probably already pulled it already.
No. Pull as in, do I need to pull the tweet up what I said about IU? Because I'll repeat it.
No.
Yeah, give me a second. Keep talking. I'll look for it.
Because I responded to you, and I said, well, man, he sounded like a upset hack. They lost, man. Take the loss.
I did, D-Cot. Let me give it to you.
After you had a.
No, it was before. It was before.
Come on, man. Well, I don't know the exact date, but I know you had a temper tantrum. You know you did. But we gotta be careful of that, man. Because Purdue, if they don't make the Final Four, this is an absolute failed season.
Oh wow!
They better. You tell me it's not. You've been either 1, 2, 3, or 4 all season.
Wait a minute, man. The Final Four.
Listen, you're 1, 2, 3, or 4 all season. I'm talking about Purdue.
Hey, D-Con, where were they ranked before the season started? Where were they ranked in the Big Ten to preseason?
No. Brandon, you know better than that.
Give it to me.
I don't talk about what they were. Brandon,
no, but you're saying it's a dead season. No, it's not. They weren't projected to even be here. It's house money.
Don't talk about projection.
The IU. Oh bullshit! The IU faithful talk about it all the time. You know how many times I heard we're winning the Big Ten title this year. We're winning the Big Ten title.
What you said? No,
come on.
You said about IU.
Come on.
Well, our good friend Dan Doctor said they was going to win. And
no. It's not just Dan. There was a lot of people chirping at the beginning of the season saying, "You guys are picked 6. We're winning the Big Ten title."
Brandon, I don't care about those people. What I'm saying is we're talking about the end season. Purdue has been 1 through 4, and they still have a strong chance of being the overall number 1. And you're going to tell me number 1 overall, and if you don't make the Final Four, you had a great season? Come on, man. You got to stop that, Brandon. I don't know if Reggie's rubbing off on you or some of those other Purdue people are rubbing off on you, but come on. You cannot tell me that if they are number 1 seed.
They won the Big Ten championship outright. I get IU beat them. I mean, that's something that IU can say. IU swept them this year, but then IU also got swept by enough.
It sounds like you're hedging. It sounds like somebody's hedging. You talking about me hedging Alabama. I'm talking about Brandon. I mean,
I ain't hedging one bit.
You tell me.
I don't think
Purdue had that because you prepare yourself. So wait a minute. So why would they be a number 1 seed then?
They're not going to be a number 1 seed. They're going to be a 2 seed.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is this. They've been 1 through 4. There's a chance they'll be a number 1 seed. They win the Big Ten title, the tournament. Absolutely, they're a number 1 seed. You know that, Brandon. Come on.
They're going to have UCLA. UCLA's got to lose.
After get to the Final Four, yeah, but you can't say it's a failure.
Okay, so let's do this. So what's a great season for Purdue then?
Second weekend.
So get to the Sweet 16.
Second weekend.
I'm gonna tell you,
Elite Eight.
If that's your goal
For
as a
successful,
Purdue
yes,
fan,
because they have everybody back next year, D-Cot. Everybody is back.
well, that's a great thing, right? Other teams got people back too, right? They better get some athleticism, right? And Smith better get some humility to himself, right? He hasn't arrived yet. You know, he does a lot of chirping for a freshman from Westfield, right? So let's see what happens over the tournament and then through the NCAA tournament. He does a lot of chirping, right? And that's fine. I'm just saying, let's call it like it is, man. I mean, if Purdue doesn't make the Final Four, in my humble opinion, coming off of a number 1 seed, a Big Ten title, the greatest 7-footer ever to play in college basketball, and you mean you can't make the Final Four? No, man. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid, Brandon. Don't you try. I don't want you hedging. I don't want you hedging.
What Taylor scored 100? What are you talking about?
Hey man, you haven't watched. You haven't been on Twitter, man. They got people, officials, giving this guy love. Oh man, he's getting hacked like nobody else. He's so treated so badly. He's refereed poorly. They're already setting the tone already. Come on, man. The guy's a good player. He'd be a nice second-round pick for somebody.
It's also the same people that are trying to tell me that Trace Jackson Davis should be the Big Ten Player of the Year or National Player of the Year. Get the hell out of there, man. He scored with 5 minutes left in the game against Purdue. He had 0 points until towards the end of that game.
And listen, Brandon, if you please tag me and someone on Twitter saying that. I will go in with both hands. Somebody saying Dale Davis Jr. should be Big Ten Player of the Year or National Player of the Year. I will go in with both hands. That is a ridiculous thing.
We'll find him and I'll tag you.
He's a good player. He's a good player. That's what he is.
He is. He's a great player. He's great for the league. I hope he does well. And this is it. If he wants to be whatever, then lead the team to the national championship here. I think they have a great chance to win the Big Ten tournament. I've been telling Jonathan the last 2 nights of the Rise League, I think IU's got a great chance. They have a great draw for this conference tournament. They can get themselves all the way up to a 3 or 4 seed.
Absolutely.
And they have the opportunity.
You're exactly right, though, Brandon. They got a good draw, and all those things are good, right?
Yep.
However, if their best player doesn't be the best player, they're going to be 1 and done in the Big Ten tournament also. Not 1 and done. 2 and done in the Big Ten tournament. Because he has to play. He can't do what he did against Purdue. He can't do that, man.
Shafino needs to step up, too, in the tournament. They got to have a good number 2.
Right. So check this out. So when Purdue had a great game plan against Dale Davis Jr. I love their game plan. What they didn't anticipate, and Brandon, you knocked my boy all season. Matter of fact, when he signed on to be the coach at IU, you talked about him being outmanned as a coach.
Yes, I will admit. Yes,
he took Purdue's shot and he gave them an alternative that they weren't prepared for. Matt Painter looked like a sucker on that sideline without an answer for that freshman. He adjusted like nobody else's business. You got to give him credit. They took Dale Davis Jr. out of the game, and that freshman balled out. Mike Woodson, excuse me, I'm getting fired up. Mike Woodson made the necessary adjustment. You got to give him credit. He adjusted off of their adjustment. He outcoached Matt Painter in that game. If you say he didn't, you're looking through black and gold colored glasses or something.
No,
you got to give him credit, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm giving him his flowers.
He came with an adjustment. He came with an adjustment, man. Then they lost the game they wasn't supposed to lose. IU did. But a disappointment.
You know what we see, though, right, Jonathan? These guys have a big game like that. The next game is the letdown. That's the letdown. And that happens through all of college basketball. Look with Bama with Tennessee that Wednesday after their big win. It happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
who are you going to cheer for if they play each other?
Right? Say again?
Have you thought about that? Who are you going to cheer for if Bama and IU match up in the tournament?
This is easy. I'm cheering for Mike Woodson. That's my guy, right? because he gets so much hate and so much negativity. Oh, he's an old guy, he's an NBA, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I like that underdog story. And I'm telling you,
hey, man.
Mike Woodson, yeah.
Hey, man, what you got against Quinn Buckner?
Man, don't get me started. Listen, that's another show, man. Listen.
What you got against Quinn Buckner, man?
Fellas, we got to get together. Because here's the problem with Quinn. He's so limited in what he speaks about when he's doing the games, right? That's a foul.
Oh, yeah,
he's
absolutely.
too small.
Yeah,
he can't guard him. Oh, my goodness. That's why I turn the TV down and listen to the radio, man. No, I can't. I can't do it, man. No.
Come on, man. You like Mother Chicken?
No.
Come on, man.
He's Larry Bird's boy. That's all wonderful. He ain't my boy.
Oh, my God.
No.
Hey, man, wasn't he one of the top point guards ever out of IU?
Man, wonderful player. But you got he's not playing. He's announcing my team. And
for the Bucks? Come on, man. You got
wonderful. That's one. See now you just give me hell, right? And that's fine, right? But let me go back to Woody. One last thing, right? So what I said what I tweeted about, you cannot deny, Brandon. I said this when he got hired: integrity, coaching, and humility. He's shown that all season long. He's taken on all the bullets, and he's continued to coach. Not blame referees, not blame players, not blame anything. But all he's done is coach. And it would be wonderful to see him win the Big Ten title.
I mean, he did. Well, I agree. But he did blame the referees with the Fran McCaffrey thing. He did. He did in the postgame.
Yeah, but
because he called that bullshit.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, well, but you know what though? He's not on the sideline looking like a jackass all game. The dude, everybody has an opportunity or a chance to do that type of thing, right?
I agree, but I'm just saying
he's a great example. He's a great example for the University of Indiana, and I hope he does get an opportunity to win a Big Ten title, and it can ride from the sunset. Because with the team the way it's constructed, even with the freshman class coming in, they're not going to sniff the Final Four. So shoot for that Big Ten, unless you get something amazing. The kid from Kokomo, and then the other kid from gosh dog it, I think it's from not Iowa, maybe it's Missouri.
Hey, Red,
you get those bigger guys, that's different.
I'll tell you. Yeah. I'll finish this with Mike. He's done well this year. He's got IU back to where they need to be, which is ranked and competing for a Big Ten championship, competing for a national championship. Uh-huh. They've beaten Purdue. The rivalry's back after the down years. Let's see what he gets player-wise into the program next year. I'm a little nervous.
Exactly.
I'm a little nervous with what they got. There's probably going to be some transferring out. They're going to lose the freshman point guard. You're going to have Xavier Johnson back, which is probably the worst thing you can have back if he gets that medical red shirt, if he thinks he's going to be the star player.
He'll get it.
But let's see what Mike can do when he gets his players in there. Because we know Trace Jackson-Davis was Archie Miller's player. So let's get ahead of that. Get ahead of that.
Well, give good old Archie a lot of credit for getting one player.
He's got one. He got one.
Yeah. But that wasn't difficult. The kids from 30 minutes from Bloomington, he was going to go there anyway. But let's see what happens. I give you that. But I'm telling you, Brandon, I'm starting to be concerned about you, man. You are really starting to sound like a fan. I understand from Reggie, dumb Reggie, and those other people, but man, you're sounding like a fan, man.
D-Hot, you don't realize how much shrapnel I'm taking from other areas too for the other things. So I'm just going in with guns ablazing, just ready to start popping where I can see it.
This is not you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
hey,
I'm thinking he got married, he got mean all of a sudden.
I got people coming at me right now about the 4 coaches retiring. And then sitting there telling me that it's because of just old age. It ain't because of old age. It's because of 3 things. It's NIL, it's the transfer portal, and these head coaches don't want to have to deal with that shit. Boeheim and Roy Williams and Krzyzewski, and these guys don't want to deal with it. Yeah. And they're calling me idiots.
That's fine.
That's exactly what the reason why they're quitting.
They don't have the energy to deal with it, and that's fine. That's fine. It is a young man's game. Roll out into the sunset, coach. You've had your time to shine. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to get some young guys in there who are willing to fight and push and pull with the NIL situation.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
I agree.
Man, but I'm watching. It really threw me off, man, when you had the I forget what you said about it was something about Purdue. It was like, man, that's a fan. Is that? I thought you got hacked for a minute. Because you're usually pretty neutral, man.
Listen,
I know. I see what you're working with now.
listen. Somebody must have took my phone or something at that point. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, are you all doing anything the rest of this week? What's the schedule like? What are you doing?
We're going on to the Epic Podcast Show tomorrow, recording with them tomorrow night. That'll be out next week. And then we have typically we have our bracketology show on Sunday night after the brackets, but we're going to push it to Monday. That way we have a chance to look at them a little bit more and prepare.
Right.
We are creating a Crossroads Sports bracket group on ESPN this year again to see. So
you'll send that to me?
Yep, you'll get it. Reggie will get it. That dummy Reggie better fill out his bracket this year, and unlike last year, we took a 0.
I'll help him do it because he's kind of slow, man.
You're gonna help him do it. So, but that'll be out there as well. So yeah, it's gonna be good. A lot of basketball to watch. So looking forward to it.
Well, good stuff. Hey, just say a little quick prayer for me, man. I'm doing the guy thing on Friday, man. So I'm gonna be down for a couple of days. It's an outpatient deal. Yeah, the guy thing, right? So
you doing this week or next week? You're supposed to do it next week.
No, not that one. I've done that about 18 years ago. My youngest son was born.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'll be down, but I'll be in the basement watching hoops all weekend, man. So I'll definitely be watching the Twitter wheel for sure, man.
Beautiful. Sounds good. Hey, it's good hearing from you, man. It's been a while.
Same here. Oh yeah, definitely, man. I will catch up on the Pacers stuff, man. Because this last few games. It's crazy because I'm hoping that the games I go to, they win. I'm hoping that the games I don't go to, they lose. Because we can't get them in the play-in, man. That's not going to work.
Right.
They don't need to be in a play-in game, man. They need to be outside looking in at that 6th or 7th pick in that neighborhood. So we'll see what happens there. But we'll see. But listen, appreciate you guys, having me on and all that good stuff. But
absolutely, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, see you, D-Cot.
I promise I won't be so ghost next time, man. Y'all be safe.
See ya.
All right, man. You too, man.
All right, that's our guy, D-Cot. Reg, I'm sorry, man. I had to throw a little shrapnel at you because last year I told you 3 times to fill out your bracket for the thing, and you took a 0 because you didn't hit submit. That's what upset me last year. So I'm getting on you this year so you remember to do it. So that's all. It's all love, Reg. But, man, John, just taking shrapnel, man. Just taking shrapnel.
Well, it's that time of year. It's March Madness, man.
Oh, it is. The madness is beginning. By the way,
here,
Wisconsin's came all the way back. They're down 5 with 50 seconds to go. So they all the way back. So we'll see what happens. Man, we didn't even get into any other conference tournaments. Ball State starts Thursday.
Tomorrow. Play Ohio.
Tomorrow. So we'll see how they do. Looking forward to that. I got some team. I'll talk during the bracket show of the teams I like for the tournament, some sleepers and everything else with it. So I'll kind of break that down a little bit Monday when we have us and Nick Peterson on and all that. So, John, do you have anything else, man? If not, then we can wrap it tonight. Enjoy the conference tournaments and enjoy everything. And let me get the graphic up while you're doing that so people can see it. Monday night, the Bracketology Show, 7 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. It'll also be live streamed here on Blog Talk Radio as well.
Absolutely, man. No, man. I think it's we had a great show, man. We've had a wondrous week already. Like I said, we got our toes, and ankles and everything else, man, deep into the Horizon Basketball League. That definitely was a great kickoff for March for us, man. We got more podcasts going on tomorrow. It won't be live for anybody, to catch. It'll be you can catch the recorded version of what we kind of conjure up with the Epic Brothers with the Epic podcast tomorrow. But check for their shows. They got plenty of shows, but they talk with a different angle. If anybody has never caught their show, they talk a little different. Talk sports, like me and Brandon kind of talk about, but they talk a little different angle. But we are doing a co-show with them tomorrow. But check for that for next week. But like, no, man. Brandon, I have another, like I said, the Monday show where we try to figure out if Purdue's gonna be a failure. I can't believe, man, these guys called in and said Purdue's a failure if they don't win the Final Four. Man, that's crazy, man. Big Ten championship, man, and potential another Big Ten championship coming, man. So, man, I don't know, man. It's a lot of sports that we got to navigate, man. We'll be there either on Twitter and Crossroads Sports on Twitter, 3 Klusman on Twitter, Brandon Reap on Twitter. You can check us at Crossroads Sports on Instagram as well. We'll be, sharing the news and results from all the various tournaments, whether it's men's or women's. You know what I mean? And then we'll ever be watching the ever-changing, what's going on with the NFL and free agency and whatnot. As far as like is your favorite player gonna get tagged with the dreaded franchise tag? So man, dude, we navigate a lot, man. So we're gonna navigate even more, man. Crossroads Sports will be back next week, doing it bigger, better than ever, man. Crossroads Sports, man, we out here.
Happy International Women's Day to all the females. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.